Weather bear down right now. Severe thunderstorm watch is in place for the New York City area. You can see the raindrops hitting the camera lens, and we've had a tornado warning west of the area. It has since expired, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in place right now, Adam.
That's right. So New York City, watch out. The Long Island Expressway also looking a little rough out there. Hang in, let these thunderstorms pass, and we'll be right back.
Across the Northeast, our cities like D.C. and New York, both under the gun. I believe we're going to take you to New York City, where things are continuing to deteriorate at this hour, Adam.
Yeah, some big thunderstorms just off to your west. D.C., things looking a little bit better. Most of those thunderstorms staying clear of us, but the general threat is still there for this evening. And yeah, we haven't even gotten to tomorrow yet. Could potentially be another stormy day for parts of the Northeast and New England. So let's go to Samantha right now for the very latest across the Northeast. What you got for us?
And we have a couple of watches to share with you, Adam, and it looks like severe weather is going to be dominating our headlines tonight. Severe thunderstorm watch area, watch box in effect until 9 p.m. That doesn't on up into the Boston area. So get ready for a dark and stormy night as these severe thunderstorms approach into the area. We do have a couple warnings we want to share with you right now. This one that is just west of New York is particularly troublesome here. Bergen, Essex, Hudson, and Passaic counties until 6:30. You probably want to take cover if you're in this area, because we do have heavy downpours, gusty winds, and it's just particularly nasty. Who wants to be out in this anyway? Not the best night for a night out on the town, at least until these cells pass on through. This is a live look at New York City right now. Of course, a thunderstorm watch is in effect at this hour, and we're expecting to see some heavy rain. Now, some of these cells could train one right after another, so we could see some real concerns with flooding in the Hudson Valley. We do have flash flood watches in effect for the entire area, marked in green through this evening. Marked in red, if you're in the red zone, that is in Concord, in Burlington, Albany, Hartford, New York City, over into Boston, Philly, Scranton. Yes, we could see some of these severe storms, and of course causing major headaches at our airports here in Boston. Some 85 minutes or so. We're running across the Northeast this evening, and we're tracking that weather in through the evening hours. Joining us right now for an in-depth look at who could see the worst of that is our severe storms expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And earlier, we had a warning on some thunderstorms approaching the New York City area. No longer warning for a tornado, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and it's still dangerous out there.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of lightning, some very heavy rain. Could be some damaging winds and hail. Now, here's what we have to thank for no longer having a tornado warning with that storm. This was the big storm coming straight east along I-78 there, right toward Newark and New York City. But out ahead of it, a smaller storm near Edison heading northeast, and that merged. Now, when you get an ordinary thunderstorm merging on the southeast flank, the inflow flank of a supercell thunderstorm like the one we had that was rotating, it usually knocks off the rotation, and that's what has happened here. You can see the merger take place right there. Now that storm right across Newark, going from North Caldwell, New Jersey, up to Newark, up to the Linden area. Watch out anywhere across the New York City area. The New York City, the entire metro, up about as far north as Hackensack, damaging winds, hail as the storm heads east. So let's go to our 3D radar. This is still a very large thunderstorm, and actually a big cluster of thunderstorms. Look at it here. It's turning it a little bit into a bow echo. It may begin to get winds. It's already had 55-mile-per-hour gusts. It may get a little higher than that for some of the New York City metro area. Let's tilt this up into the vertical. The consequences of pulling in some of that rain-cooled air, it doesn't have quite as much a hail core as it has when I talked to you an hour ago, but still there could be some 1-inch or smaller diameter hail with that, but a long duration, maybe a half hour, a very heavy rain as this whole blob of precipitation slides across the metro. So watch out for some possibilities of flash flooding. Let's go back to our other source then, take a look at the big picture as that storm continues to roll into New York City. Ingredients not out of the question here for still an additional storm or two to rotate a little bit. The surface winds from the south, upper level winds from the west to the east gives some turning with height. Some of that's associated with this strong upper low, the cold pocket aloft, adding to the instability. But still tonight, isolated severe thunderstorms across the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic states.
Okay, so go ahead and have those weather radios at the ready.
Warning for the city of New York, plus some action north of you around West Milford. Watch out for some large hail, damaging wind here. Much of New York City under attack from the storm right now, and another little thunderstorm moving through Levittown. So the Long Island Expressway also looking a little dicey, to say the least. So folks, please be calm out there. Wait for these storms to pass, and then you should be able to get on your way. Keep it here for the latest. And a Texas-sized drought, check this out, sending all kinds of critters searching, folks, for water. In fact, we'll get to that story in a moment. We were just looking at some of those live scenes out of New York City with all that rain coming down. That tower cam was looking a little rough with all those storm conditions around the city. Indeed, with the rain hitting the lens, and you can just see how gray and dreary and scary it is outside. So do keep it tuned here to the Weather Channel and keep your family safe. So we're talking about Texas. That's right. Reports say 8 people at a balloon festival in Reddington, New Jersey have been hurt. And here's the local area where we're talking about, Adam. Yep, and there's no word yet on the extent of the injuries, but the Weather Service says there were 50-mile-per-hour winds at the time, and we're working to get more information, and of course we'll keep you ahead of those storms. As we get that information, we'll pass it along to you. So Samantha, some stormy time. And everybody, thanks for staying with us. We are at the half-hour mark, but we still have plenty of weather to cover. We are going to be talking New York live. There it is to the right. What's going on here? Heavy-duty rain. That's rain completely obscuring our view right now. 30 minutes ago on the left, hey, times were good, but we have a lot of thunderstorm warnings out there. We'll get to that in a second. It's not only New York City, though. It's going to be Boston, maybe Philadelphia, looking at flash flood watches for a good chunk of the region. And in the west, about the flooding as well, Adam, as we head into the evening hours. Here's our severe thunderstorm watch box that is in effect until 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, including Philadelphia, New York, Springfield, into the Boston area, and some particularly nasty cells over New York as we speak. Several severe thunderstorm warnings are in place across the New York City area at this hour. You can see them outlined in yellow, and then this green outline here is actually flash flood warning that is in place for Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Passaic, and Union counties until 7:45. We've had rainfall amounts within the past hour, some 2.5 inches in this area, so street flooding all over the place. Be careful if you're planning to venture out yet this evening, and you may just want to sit tight here for the next hour across the New York City area. Milford, that's Fairfield and Litchfield County, folks. Tornado warning till 7:15 Eastern Time. Doppler radar indicated, so not necessarily something spotted on the ground, but it's got that. Across the New York City area here in Long Island, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Queens County and central Nassau County until 7:15. Doppler indicated tornado in near Flushing. On Long Island, moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. Do take cover if you're in this area, as this is a particularly dangerous situation developing this evening as these severe thunderstorms move on through. Once again, a tornado warning in effect for Queens County and central Nassau County until 7:15. Also, another tornado warning in effect for northern Fairfield County as well, if we can take that on the rift to the atmosphere. You sneeze and it just goes, and there you go. And we're going to be angle. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be seeing that kind of science on here at the Weather Channel. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the New York City area, and we do have a tornado warning in effect as well throughout parts of Long Island near Flushing. A Doppler indicated tornado. This tornado warning is in effect until 7:15. So if you live in the Bronx, if you live in Queens, you need to take cover right now. The lowest level of your building, underneath maybe a heavy piece of furniture, perhaps a desk. You do want to stay away from the windows and keep safe. Under the gun, we even have a tornado warning currently in place for Long Island. I know, we've got some busy times out there. Hey, you know, it was a great day earlier, then the showers and thunderstorms moved through, and hey, things have improved again in New York City. You can see things have cleared out, but that doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that the entire Northeast is calm at all. So let's go back to Samantha and talk Northeast. We still have watches, we still have warnings. We absolutely do. It is going to be a stormy night yet across much of the region. And you can see several severe thunderstorm warnings still in place for the New York City area. And we have this tornado warning, most notably here. A Doppler indicated tornado picked up by Doppler radar near Flushing, New York. This one expiring at 7:15. But take cover right now if you're in Queens and the Bronx and Nassau as this storm is moving off to the northeast at a brisk pace. These same cells, by the way, caused problems in Reddington, PA as they moved on through. 8 people injured at a balloon festival. So these storms are capable of doing some real damage out here this evening and capable of producing some very heavy rainfall. Flood warnings in place, flash flood warnings in place just west of New York, and flash flood watches all across the region through this